So Paige Bueckers had a historic night on what may or may not have been an injury when she kind of limped off at halftime. A lot of people are saying she faked it so that she didn't have to do the interview, and that would be funny. That would actually be funny if Paige Bueckers did pretend that she hurt her knee so that she would not have to do an interview with them at halftime, which would have been like I would actually say that's funny. But yeah, when it comes to Paige, she's been pretty freaking good for UConn. She has been over the course of her career, but now we are seeing with Paige, she has now overtaken one of the best guards in UConn history. Historic news with Paige Bueckers at UConn revealed. UConn Huskies basketball star Paige Bueckers, she's already the fastest player to reach 2,000 points in program history, breaking Maya Moore's previous record of 108 games. She had only 102 games to reach the milestone, which she did last January in a showdown versus with the Seton Hall Pirates. On Wednesday against Seton Hall once again, she passed Diana Taurasi as 9th in the all-time scoring list. So you see there, Paige Bueckers is now ahead of Diana Taurasi, which is a good one. I didn't realize how few games there were left in the season. So, like, she's got what? How many Big Ten or Big East tournament games are there? Because they're obviously going to win that. If they don't win the Big East, she just cancel her number one pick if she's healthy. But she's going to average probably 22 the rest of the way, I would hope. I would hope she averages that the rest of the way. So, you're looking at her points. Like, she's not going to catch Fee. She's 250 off Fee. Like, there's going to be more than 10 games, though. There is going to be... Is she going to play more than 10 games? If she plays more than 10 games, she's got a chance to catch Nafisa Collier. But, like, if she doesn't play more than 10 games, I would say freaking... Katie Lou might be the player she catches. I would say 190. Oh, maybe not. Like, she'll definitely overtake the next three. She might end up at number 6, but like she could break into the top 5. It's impressive still overtaking Diana Taurasi, overtaking Rebecca Lobo, but could she get into that top 5? And the craziest part about it is Katie Lou Samuelson is in the top 5. Like, people do not understand how good Katie Lou was at UConn. Like, people really, really don't. Like, at UConn, Katie Lou Samuelson was... Like, I thought Katie Lou... Like, I watched quite a bit of those UConn teams. I didn't watch them their final year at all. But the reason why... Like, I watched those UConn teams the first year after Stewie in 2017, when they ended up losing. The first time they lost, I think, was that to the Enrique buzzer beater or was that 2018? I'm mixing up years. But the reason why I watched their run a lot in 2018 because I knew someone who was playing Irish, I captain the Irish team now, but she was playing for Quinnipiac and they played each other in the Elite Eight and UConn just completely dismantled them. And basically I just watched the rest of that UConn team and I remember watching that game and I'm like, Katie Lou just didn't miss in college. Like, Katie Lou games where she was scoring 10 threes in a row. Like, she was so good. But I wonder if Paige had played the entirety. I know she broke Maya Moore's record because she did it in less games, but, like, Maya Moore barely lost a game in 4 years. Did Maya Moore win? She didn't win 4 championships, did she? And I do think when it came to Stewie, the fact that Stewie's UConn team, did they play Baylor at all? But, like, Breanna was still in college at that stage. How many championships did Maya Moore? I was looking up with Maya Moore. She won in college. She was a 4-time first-team All-American. She only won 2 NCAA championships. They didn't win in 2008 when she was there, and she didn't win as a She didn't win as a freshman, and she didn't win as a senior. Who won in 2011? I have, like, off the top of my head, I cannot remember. I know Baylor won in 2012 with Greiner, and then Stewie rattled off a few straight, then South Carolina. What was it? It was like South Carolina, Notre Dame won. 29? Oh, God, I just genuinely can't remember who won in 2019. Was it Baylor again? Baylor, and then Stanford won. I know Stanford won one. Like, I think Stanford won the first back, and then it was South Carolina, LSU. Yeah, Baylor won 2019, I'm pretty sure. But yeah, like it would have been hard to break Maya Moore's record, considering Maya Moore is like later on in her career as a senior, just how much she was averaging. But I still think when it came to Paige, she would have 100% ended up 2. Because the gap between 1 and 2 is like 300 points. She was either be at Stewie or ahead of Nafisa Collier had she been healthy. Which is still crazy. Like, to get past Diana Taurasi when you've missed a half a season. If she was healthy all 4 or 5 years. If she was healthy all 5 years, cool. If she's healthy all 5 years, yeah, she'll overtake Maya Moore. Do it in the 5th year. But, like, she probably would have overtaken Maya Moore. But, like, we forget Maya Moore averaged like 23 points per game for Connecticut as a senior, and then she only got better in the tournament. But just imagine she didn't have the injury and got to play all 4 years. It would be, I think if she didn't have those injuries, we'd be talking about Paige in a different light, because the Paige Bueckers, the efficiency obsessed Paige Bueckers only really came post injury. She was always efficient, but the efficiency it's very different between being efficient and being obsessed with efficiency, and the efficiency obsessed Paige only really came after that. But yeah, like, let me know what you guys think. Do you guys think, where would you rank Paige Bueckers in UConn players? And again, like, look, I don't know that much about the history of UConn. I had watched them at times. Like, for me, from what I remember, like, she's not, like, Stewie and Maya Moore, clearly, you would put above her. With how much Diana Taurasi won at UConn, you put Diana Taurasi over. Tina Charles, I don't know. Like, Tina Charles was on, I think she was on both of those teams with Maya Moore, as far as I'm aware. Because she was drafted a year before Maya Moore. Yeah, she was 2006, 2010. And Tina Charles was superb. Like, she was absolutely superb. So how many, did she win 3? But again, you can't really judge. She won 2 as well. It's hard to judge these players based on rings, when back in the day, if you went to UConn, you were just guaranteed to win. You're basically guaranteed to win. Like, I actually think, not that if you put Stewie on another team, but if Stewie just as a person did not exist, I still think UConn probably win a few of those 4 in a row. Do I put her above Nafisa Collier? Oh, 1 ring. Did Fee do more? No. Well, do I put her above Katie Lou Samuelson? That's kind of questions. Like, her, Katie Lou, Stewie, Fee, Stewie obviously way ahead. I don't put her in like the Maya Moore Stewie conversation. But top 10 Duke player or UConn player ever. Obviously the best UConn player to have never won. But that's almost like by default, because every UConn player won. Because back in the day, UConn won every year. So yeah, that's the video. I'll see you guys.